Hello YouTube and welcome to the Veedverks Gunman Truck Series. Here we are at the lovely Dover International Speedway for 100 laps at this monster mile. Yesterday we saw a rather interesting race. We thought it was going to be a wreck fest and it wasn't that short from one. But yesterday's race catered to a very strategic layout. In the second stage there's only about 5 vehicles on the lead lap, and towards the end of the stage, it was almost as if they could keep the rest of the field a lap down. That didn't work out to their favor on the stage caution, and the field was able to get back onto the lead lap, but the same drivers continued to dominate the race. The top 4 were class of the field yesterday, so we're hoping maybe for a little bit more variety up front today, but nothing short of that. Welcome to Dover. What a fun racetrack. I'm Emerson Arden, and I'm going to be bringing you the 100 laps of some insane racing. This track is beyond crazy. So alright, we're picking up the live feed right now. On the front row, we're going to have the 2 and the 68. Yep. Tyler Markle in his rookie season, starting up on the front row. Always great to see that up there. As the field approaches the restart box, green flag is in the air, and the front 2 take off side by side. Interesting restart. The 2 still fighting the 68 there on the outside. And the 1, the 68's able to keep it into the groove. Maybe he can get a run off the corner there. And he's fighting back. All ready to start the race. It's going to be a dead battle for the lead. Here they come off of turn number 4 to 68, trying to stay in the groove. Truck's a little tight there on the exit, pushing on the corner exit. And they get really close on corner entry. The 2's taking a really shallow line. The 68's almost taking the preferred line. The 19 is there. Well, screwed, everybody's there, but they're right behind these 2 there. It's an absolute dogfight for the race lead, and there it goes. You hate to see that, but he fought hard. Markle in the 68. That was a hard-fought battle there to start the race, but just got up out of the groove a little too much. 19 was able to take advantage of it. And then now they're side by side for second. The 2 is clear of the battle behind him, and the 68 drifting way up the track. This may be a 3-wide situation. No, the 87 is gonna fake a little bit better of that. So far, we have the top 3 to 2, the 19, and the 8 is under attack for third from the 68. 68 was able to get to that inside lane. The 87 now cleared a 4th, and the 68 and the 25 go at it for 5th. So you see the front of the field single it out, as this track is hard enough as it is single file. They continue to battle, which is now about 6, and now they're battling up in 3rd position. The 87 and the 8 going at it. 8 falls back, and now they're side by side. We got a nice pack of cars here behind the top 2. The 75 into the wall. The 87 leading the pack over the 68 and the 75. This is a battle for the 3rd position. The 75 on the outside, the 68 trying to stay in the groove, and he's riding those left side tires just on the outside of the groove. The groove is almost the magic line here. You step your left side tires even out of the groove for even a split second, it is going to destroy your momentum. You saw right there, actually, the 75 was stuck on the outside, kept the left sides in the groove, and was able to work his way around the 68. That was very smart of the 75. Back up front, the 19 has taken the race lead over the 2. So it's nice to see IROC up there, up in the lead. The 87 of Cody in his rookie season, looking to make some noise up there in the 3rd position. They continue to work this track single file. Oh, Cody up into the wall. The 78 takes even a harder lick, and all the way down to the inside he goes. The 68 was able to get by the 75, which moves the 68 up to 4th. There's contact up front. I believe that is the 25. Yeah, there's a 25 making contact with the wall on the front stretch. Now you have the 87 looking to the outside of the 2 for second. And it looks like the 87 all of a sudden fell back. He's now in the battle for the 3rd, maybe 4th position. And oh, contact. He got to the apron. Truck's flipping in the air. That is not going to end well. We got somebody flipping. Yeah, the 25 was flipping. The 87 involved along with the 25. Or I'm sorry, the 74. I'd have to say that was the 87 just racing, I guess a little aggressive. Got hit the wall on the exit of turn 2, and then was battling, I believe, the 75 into turn 3. And I think the 87 just caught the apron a little bit. But when you catch the apron at this track, if you watch last night's broadcast, you catch the apron at this track, it is absolute death. It is treacherous to even put your left sides on that apron. 87 and somebody. So the field works their first caution of the day. Pit lane will be open this time by. See if there's any takers. This track is treacherous on tires. So the entire field works their way onto the pit lane now. Not a single driver thinks it's beneficial to stay out. And we're going to see strategy work itself. The 68 is down and away up ahead of the 3 car. Moved the 68 to P1, the 3 to the 2nd. Race out of pit road, the 19 3rd, the 2 4th. I have to say the 16 and 5th. It'd be the 18 and 6th, the 75 in 8th, because we got the 8 and 7th. They're coming up with the 74 to 25 and the 87. Heavy damage there. Coming off pit lane last. So the 68 and the 3 took 2 tires, and here comes the 3 back down pit lane. The 3 is not happy with that truck. I don't know if he didn't mean to take 2 tires, but he's coming back down. And the 75 looks to be following suit back there. No, I'm sorry, the 8 truck. The 75 and the 8 look very similar. That is going to be trouble for me all day. So you got a 68 on the inside and a 19 on the outside. Last night we saw the outside lane kind of work on restarts. It only worked that the outside lane was able to get a way better restart than the inside and cleared the inside car into turn 1. Alright, so it'll be good to go this time by. The 68 and the 19 approach the restart box. There's going to be green flag back in the air. And the 68 get up to the gears. Looks like the 19 looks like a better restart, but the 68 has the preferred line into 1. The 19 way up out of the groove. It's going to be side by side out of 2. The 19 has 4 fresh ones compared to the 68's 2. And the 19 will make easy work of it. Oh, and the 2 goes around, hit the apron a little bit, and as I mentioned earlier, that apron is treacherous. Touch it a little bit, and you are donezo. So we got 3 wide in the back, the 74, 75, and the 18. Looks like they almost sort themselves out cleanly, but the 74 got into the wall. Back up front, it's the 19 over the 68, and the 16 in third. So the top 8 are single file and nose to tail. 16 looking to get to the inside of the 68. And he's going to use the bumper. He's going to shove the 68 up higher in the groove, not up out of the groove. But it's going to take the 68's momentum away. It's going to make him take a harder angle on corner exit. And the 60 is going to get right by the 68. The 75 now looks to do the same thing, but without the bumper. And the 68's falling back. You can see the difference between 4 and 2 tires. The 68 was the only truck on 2 tires. Everybody else took 4, and you can see how much he is paying for that. Back up front, it's the 19 over the 16, the 75, the 87, and the 25. And now it looks like we got the 68 in the wall, guys. Yeah, it looks like the 68, he's really paying for it. You don't want 2 tires at this racetrack. It is not fun. And that 68 is a good example of that. Yep, but we have the top 5 in the running nose to tail. Looks like the 25 looking to take a diamond approach to the corner. Maybe get a good corner exit on the 87. We'll keep you tabbed on that. The 16 looks to be gaining ground on the 19. The 16 may have something to say tonight. Two competitors who were up in the top 5 yesterday. Oh, and that's the end of the stage. The 19 will take stage number 1 over to 16, the 75, the 87, the 25, your top 5. But the 18, the 74, the 68, your top 8. And then the 8, no, the 3, then the 8, and the 2. So there's different sides to this. You could argue for the 68 truck strategy, but it did not pay out. Provided it was maybe a shorter run, maybe the 68 truck would have been the catbird seed. But you cannot survive on 2 tires like that at this racetrack, and he paid the price for it. And as the field approaches the restart box, green flag back in the air. We're racing at Dover, the 19 leading over the 25. Side by side in the 1 to 75. Looks to make it 3 wide. Maybe we should send the 19 up out of the groove a little bit. 19 fights back on the outside of the 25. The 16 to 75 are side by side for 3rd. And the 18 just clears the 68 for 5th. The 75 way up the track, but maybe looking for a good corner exit. Might pay the price there. 19 looks to be up out of the groove, and here comes the 25. Oh, what the 19 holds strong. Getting those left sides under the... onto the magic line, what we call it a racing groove, and he's gonna clear the 25. He ended up being outside of the groove, but was able to kind of use that to his advantage, kind of diamond the corner. There goes the 25 to the inside of the racetrack, keeps it going, loses the spot to the 16. The 19 was able to diamond the corner pretty much, get a wider apex, and then drive it right off and get up right around the 25 truck. And that paid its dividends right now. But here comes the 16. He's not done, and he's looking for the race lead. He put a hard-fought battle there at the end of the stage. So let's see if he's going to take this lead over here in the early stages of stage 2. The 16 drives it into the inside of the corner. The 19 can't do much about it. He's going to just fall back in line. The 16, provided he doesn't hit the wall, and he doesn't, will take the race lead here. The 25 now looks to do the same. Maybe the 19 truck is a short run truck, but that didn't look like the case earlier. This the 16 made easy work of that 19. The 25 looking to do the same. Can't just yet, but look at the 25 looking for his moment. The 25 now losing some momentum, actually fell back, maybe had a bad apex, and into the wall goes the 25 and the 68 to the apron. That can't be good for the rest of the field. And hard into the 2 and the 70, the 87. That's a big wreck back there. It has not been called. We're not getting the caution for that last incident. A 3-car crash, but the tower didn't call it. None of the drivers called it. So we stay green. That is insane. Just like yesterday, a crash early in stage 2. Some drivers may be paying the price for it with some damage. And this caution's not coming out. The 16, the 19, and the 18, your top 3. The 19 now looking to get back by the 16, looking for an advantage to the center of the corner. You saw the 19 now looking up high, maybe trying to diamond the corners like we mentioned earlier, just maybe not as extreme as it happened earlier. 19 gets the wall there in the corner entry of 3. The 18 can't do much, maybe losing some momentum, but rather sit back and try to watch a battle happen. But I don't think a battle really is happening. 19 not comfortable behind the 16, but not putting up that much of a fight. Not going to use the bumper. They are teammates, but the 19 wants to get around that 16, but it's not going to cause too much of a problem. The 18 looks to not be faster than the 19 yet. Yeah, the 19 is wearing out that back bumper of that 16. Not physically, but mentally. Just keeping that mirror full. And yeah, they're teammates, but you shouldn't really tailgate a teammate, so he is looking for a way around him. That 18 isn't closing in on the top 2, so again, the sense of urgency is not there, but the want is there. So we'll see how much longer this pans out. There will be one pit stop prior to the end of this stage. Oh, there will not be a pit stop. Why was there one earlier? Oh, caution. The caution. So the top 3 remain the same. The 3 up to 4th. You could say the 75 in 5th. Or the 87 in... What? Yes, there's the 87 in 5th and the 25 in 6th. Again, like I said, it's the 8 in 5th, my bad. I'm sorry, there's so many trucks that are very, that their primary color is black, and they have blue accents, and it's going to be a rough day for me up in the booth with all these similar looking trucks. Again, we right on board with the 18, and he's not gaining on these two. And again, they aren't battling, but he's not going away. The 3, though, the 3 is faster than those two, and the 3 is faster than this 18. Let's see if this 3 can get around the 18. Riding the back bumper. They aren't teammates. The 3 wants a sense of urgency, because if he can get around that 18, he knows he's faster than that 18. The 18, it rides about the same pace as those two in front of him. So the 3 may have something to say about this lead before this stage is over. Up the track goes the 18. That's almost going to give a lot of leeway to the 3 truck. Side by side in the 1 they go again. The 18 up out of the groove, and the 3 is going to make easy work of it. And now on board the 25, we have a nice pack of trucks here. We have about 4 of them. Notice the tail of this 8 truck is really holding up the 25, the 75, and the 74. The 74 fell back, so scratch that. Just the 25 and the 75 at the moment. Oh, the 68 is going 1 down. Like I said, a crash early in the stage, just like last night. Drivers are going to pay the price for it by going laps down. Here comes the 3 to the inside of the 68. And we'll make easy work of it. Well, that is the end of the stage. The 68 will be the lucky dog. The 3 was not able to get to the top 2, but was faster than them. Do not be tricked that 3 was not coming. So we worked the caution here at the conclusion of stage 2, which means we're just about halfway through the race. We got a decent amount left, guaranteed at least 1 stop in this final stage. My assumption, it might be 2 if a caution falls that way, but I think people are going to try to make it a 1-stop stage. We'll see how it pans out here. The 16 and the 19 on the front row, the 3 and the 18 in the second row, the 8 and the 25 in the third row. Green flag back in the air. We're racing at Dover. The 16 and the 19 lead them into turn 1 side by side. The 16 with the advantage. Can the 19 stay up in second? But this 3 truck, he's fast, he's hungry, and he's looking for some. He smells the blood and the water. The teammates about to be split apart if this 3 can get his fender in there. Now side by side with the 19, and he will clear the 19. So now the 3 has disbanded the teammates temporarily. Can that 3 get around the 16? 16 has got to be sweating it there. He has to be feeling the pressure. That's not a teammate behind him. His teammate, yeah, he wanted to get around him, but wasn't going to force the issue. We have no idea how the 3 will act with him. They're not so nice. Not necessarily that they aren't nice, but they're on the same terms as teammates to protect one another, so to speak. Especially early on in the stage of the race. We're about halfway through this race, and early on in stage 3, this 3, he may want to take the lead now to maybe try to assert some dominance before this one is over. The 3 looking to the outside, trying to keep those left sides in the groove. He knows how important that groove is. Trying to keep the truck in there. The 19 trying to get to the inside. The 16 into the one on the backstretch. And they are driving on edge. These drivers are all over the place, but they are driving with full hearts. They want this lead. They want to keep this lead, and they're going to fight for it. Here comes the 3 looking to the outside again. Knows he's got to keep that truck in the groove. He's trying to. That 19 trying to get the fender under the 3. The 3 trying to get to the back bumper of the 16. These 3 are nose to tail. Riding one another tailgates. Oh, there's a wreck in the back. The 25 and the 87 getting together back there. Nobody's called it yet. There's the caution from the tower. And another crash. That's actually not the 87. That is the 8 and the 25. The 16 will keep the lead for now. But man, was he under a lot of pressure. The pit lane will be open this time by. Let's see how pit stops go. And then, let's say pit stops turn out with the same running order now. What lane do you pick? I mean, let's first see pits. Let's first see pit stops to see how they come out. But this 16, this 3, two very fast trucks. They both are hungry, desperate for that lead, desperate for a race win. Don't tell me they're not going to leave it all out on the table for a race win. So here they come, down the backstretch. Most of them committing the pit lane. Will they all pit? They come single file on the apron, approaching the pit lane. Looks like everybody will pit. Now, where does this put you on fuel mileage for the rest of the race? That's going to be an interesting question to see how it plays out. So the 16 leads the entire field down pit lane. Let's see how this plays out. Your 16's down and away. He took 2 tires, but he's the only one who took 2 tires. He's going to be lonely up there. We saw what the 2 tires did to the 68 truck. That was a fast truck. The 68 had nothing with no tires. Or 2 tires. Looks like up in second is going to be the 19 truck, so he'll have a friend up there. But this 19 looks like he's going to be the beneficiary of this restart. The 87 and the 75 in row 2. The 3 all the way from second to 5th. The 3 on the inside of row 3. The 25 on the outside of row 3. We're getting 1 to go this time. So it's going to be interesting. This 87, we saw he was fast early. Now he lines up on the inside of row 2. Usually that's a good thing. But this 16 doesn't have 4 fresh ones. He just has 2. Now, he can get up through the gears fine. But if he's still stuck behind the 16, when it gets to after about a lap, the tires are going to show who has the fresher tires. And that 87 is going to be beating that back bumper off. So here comes the field, double file all the way back. The 16 is going to lead them to green. Green flag back in the air. We're racing at Dover. The 16 and 19 go side by side. The 75 and the 87 almost caught snoozing on that restart. The 75 or the 87 is going to clear the 75 for third. The 75 in the fourth. The 3 trying to clear the 2 for fifth. They're going to fight side by side. Here comes the 75 to the inside of the 87. This is going to be fun watching this 87 and see if he can say something about this lead. But he can't say anything when he's under attack. Now teammates going at it. The 19 realizes those 2 tires in front of him is going to slow him way down. And he's got to go. This 87 looking to try to clear the 75, trying to keep those left sides in the groove. Slides up just a little bit. That might be enough for the 75. And the 3's going to follow suit, but the 3 get on the apron. He's going to keep it straight, but he's going to lose a lot of momentum to the inside wall. And the 68 hits the inside wall. Move the 75 to third, the 87 to fourth, and get the 3 and the 68 out of here. The 19 to the inside of the 16. Teammates, no more. He understands those two tires are going to kill him in the long run, and he's got to go. Oh, teammates are fighting really hard. The 16 trying to keep the lead. He knows if he loses the lead, he's going to fall all the way back to 4. The 16 into the wall. The 19 clear to 16. Here comes the 75. Looking to get to the inside of the 16. He won't get there. The 16 is going to be able to now play a little bit of defense for his teammate. Maybe be a tugboat here in the center of the corner. Let this 75 no room. Let's see into turn number 1. The 75, he's using that back bumper. He knows their teammates. He's going to be all over that 16. He's not having any of them games. The top 5 nose to tail all under a blanket and all within a second of each other. This 87 is wanting to go. He knows the 75 may be a little too passive. This 16, though, I'm impressed with the 16 and how fast he still is with 2 tires. Granted, those left sides aren't, yeah, I'm assuming he took 2 rights. Those left sides aren't terribly old, but they're not fresh. In this track, you need 4 fresh ones almost all the time. This 16 is proving that point wrong. The 18 looking to get to the inside of the 87. Can't get enough momentum to get to the inside of the 87. Looks maybe to chop him on the corner exit. They're going to fall back to single file here. Nobody really gaining, nobody really losing, except maybe 6th on back is going to try to string this field together. Look at that. That's the 2 truck leading an entire parade up to the lead pack. Oh, that's going to be something. Contact in the back with the 87 and the 18. They keep it straight. A little bit of aggressive driving there. They know they've got to be on their A game and they want to stick with this 19 and 16 duo. Back in turn number 1 we go. We have 9 drivers, nose to tail. One insane pack this is. The 19 trying to get the 16 a little bit, but I think the 19 maybe kissed the wall there on the corner exit of 4. He got really high if he didn't kiss that wall. And again, the 19 really tight on the corner exit. Here comes teammate with 2 tires in the 16 truck. They're going to be side by side. Here comes the 75 to the inside of the 19. The 16 pushed up. He's tight. He's got no grip on those left sides. 2 teammates. 1 battling damage, 1 battling 2 terrible lefts. Here's the 75 and the 18 and the 87 ready to take advantage. The 87 on the aggressive sends the 75 up the track. And now we have a 5-car all-out death match for the race lead. Here comes the 87 looking to clear the 75 for 3rd. The 75 and the 18 now side by side for 4th. And this 87, he knows this is his time to shine. He's got to get around these guys. Now that I say that, I don't think he has a place to go. You can't take it 3 wide here. This 87 is looking to the outside of the 16, and that is almost suicide at this racetrack. The field falls back single file in the exact same order they were, except move the 75 down 2 spots. The 18 to the inside of the 87. Move a new player up to 3rd. Oh! Contact in the back. The 87 got sent into the wall. He's going to keep it straight, but that is going to destroy his momentum. Move the 3 into the top 5. We talked about the 3 late in stage number 2. The 3 was coming. The 3 is fast. A lot of drivers are fast, but none have worked as well together as the 19 and the 16 has. I think if you're going to win this race, you're going to have to form a temporary alliance with somebody. Because this 19 and the 16 work too well together. And if you're working by yourself with a fast truck, that's fine. But you're probably not going to get much done. You got to be really smart if you're working by yourself. You might need a teammate out there for now. This 18 working the back bumper of that 16 truck. And I can't imagine how tough that truck is to drive. No grip on the left sides. And now the right sides, maybe it's starting to even out. But even out, and it's going to still be terrible on grip. Those right sides do wear quicker than the lefts, which is why taking 2 rights is the more profound option over taking 2 lefts. But it's going to be interesting. They're not going to be able to do much there. The 2 is their DNF from the event. The 19 now looking to gap the 16. The 16 up out of the groove. Here comes the 18. And the 75 looking to make it 3 wide for second. Follows the 18 now. The 18 cleared a second. The 75 looking to be clear for third. No, now he's looking to battle for second. The 3 looking to follow the same suit as the 75. Up the track, the 16 falling way back, disbanding these teammates. Now 3 trucks in between the 2 teammates. The 16 still in the top 5, but barely hanging as he's got a 25 behind him. Here comes the 3, looking to get to the inside of the 75. Now we have 2nd through 6th nose to tail, but they gotta stay together if they want any chance of keeping that 19 at bay, keeping that 19 in their sights if they want a chance to win this race. The 75 is going for it all. He's driving up right through the 18 and then some. He's looking to get around that 18, trying to shove him up the track, but to no avail. That 18 more aggressive than ever, trying to keep his truck on that magic line we call a racing groove. That 19 isn't getting farther away. If anything, if we're riding on board the 75, that 19's getting bigger. The 75 now really aggressive, barely missing the apron. I mean, any lower, he would have clipped that apron and it would have been good night for him. And now, looks like these 2, definitely the class of the rest of the field, are pulling away from the other guys. The 3 and the 16 doing battle. The 16 really strong competitor, but it's going to be a lot more work if he's going to win this race. Now setting the 3 up the track a little bit. The 3 is going to be able to diamond the corner a little bit better than the 16 truck. He's going to get a better run on corner exit. He'll clear the 16. Here comes the 75 to pit lane. We mentioned that there's still going to be one more stop in this race. How's it going to play out here, and who's favored? The 75 is going to have the freshest tires. When does the 19 pit? Here comes the 18 and the 19 both down the pit lane. The 3 is going to stay along with the 75 and the 25. I'm sorry, the 16 and the 25. And you have the 87 on pit lane along with the 74. That's deeper in the pack. The 3 is now up front in first over the 16 and the 25. The 3 finally getting a chance to lead, but it's going to be pit road time. Here comes the 3 to pit lane, getting on the track a little bit, comes right back down before it's a penalty. The 16's gonna miss the commitment cone and barely hits it. The 16 was on a crash course for disaster and barely clipped the commitment cone. That would be a penalty in real life, but was able to make it a pit road here. This pit road is tough, and it proves to be even tougher than most make it seem. That 16, he's not the only one who can do that on this pit lane. It is tough. The 68 on pit road as well. The 75 coming by the 18. The 19's on the backstretch, and the 19 with the advantage. Did he take 2 tires? That looks a little weird. Yeah, this 75 pitted before the 19 and lost almost half a lap. I would assume that 19 took 2 tires. Because the 18 is there in third behind the 75, which makes sense. The 75 pitted before the 18. Here comes the 3 coming out just in front of the 75. Oh, this is good. But all these guys are about half a lap behind the 19. I assume the 19 took 2 tires. But how long can he be out there and as fast and as competitive as he is with 2 tires? 68 falls 1 lap down. That makes more sense now. The 19 did take 2 tires. The 16 and the 25 are doing battle, and they're going at it heavy here. So it's a 19 leading over the 3 and the 75 and the 18, the 16, the 25. That's your top 6. The 75 caught up to the 3 truck. The 3 pitted later than the 75, but still came out in front of the 75, which means the 3 has fresher tires and track position over the 75, and that's proving a little bit right now. The 68's a lap truck that these two guys are going to catch. Now, they got to work around the lap truck quickly if they want a chance of catching that 19, or did the 19 just play his cards the best he could, and it might just work out in the craziest way. The 19 continues to trek on the 68. Now with those 4 fresh tires, is coming back with a little bit of speed on the 19. So in a lap truck is faster than the race leader. What does that mean for the field? It's going to be something really interesting as it comes down into the closing laps of this race. This 68 is going to look to get back on the lead lap. You can see in the background in the same camera shot now the 19 and the 3 truck and the 75 truck there in third. They're all closing in a little bit. 19 is fighting hard. You have to be a trooper in this situation. You've made your bed. Now you got to lay in it, and you got to lay in it good. Doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is, you got to go with it. The 68 gets his lap back. Here comes the 19 trying to fight back, maybe get some draft more than actually fight back. Into turn 3 they go. This 3 truck is coming big. He's coming for that 19 truck. He wants that race lead, and he can smell the blood in the water. A wounded prey in front of the predator. Almost the golden opportunity, your golden ticket to win a race. And you've got to capitalize. The 3 has so much momentum approaching the 19 truck. Can the 68 play into the favor of the 3, or is the 68 going to drive away from this anyway? The 19 hits a cone on the racetrack. Can't tell if he's affected the same way as he normally would be affected on hitting a cone. Here comes the 3 now. This is when it's crunch time. This is when it matters most. How can you get around this slower truck in front of you? You're going to be side by side down the back. The 3 to the outside of the 19 into turn 3. Trying to shove the 3 up out of the groove. The 19 trying to stay in the groove. The 3 kept those left sides in the groove, and he's going to make easy work of them. Clear to the race lead is the 3 truck. Now can that 75 come back, or is this 3 truck on the fresher tires than the 75 going to prove that that might be the race winning strategy right there? I don't know how his pit crew got him out in front of the 75, but they did something right, and it worked. So this 19, now the second, looking just to be on damage control. This race is lost for the 19, but now what position can he salvage out of this truck? Ten laps to go this time. The 3 truck, all he's got to do is navigate this same corner 20 more times. The 3 to the inside of the 68, put him back 1 lap down. And he will clear him. Here comes the 75 on the 19. This is the battle for second. The 19 up out of the groove. I'm going to be side by side in the 1. The 75 will make easy work of that 19. 19 trying to cross over there, corner exit. He's not going to have the momentum to stay with the 75 down the straightaway though. Into turn 3 they go to 19, maybe kissing the wall in corner entry. And this 75 is going to drive away, try to set his sights on a race win, but that 3 may be driving away from him also. The 18 is the next one in line to have a shot at the 19 truck, followed by teammate in the 16 truck. The 16 and the 25 were battling earlier in the stint, and you can see the 16 was clearly faster than the 25 by a long shot. You can see the gap he's opened up on the 25. The 19, he's struggling bad, but only a few more laps to go. 19 just trying to salvage the top 3 out of it. This is going to be a hard-fought battle. 5 laps to go. The 18 looking for third, trying to get to that back bumper. Driving into turn 3, he's gonna clear the 19. Now teammate has a shot at his teammate. Knows he's wounded. He's gonna dive to the inside. Move the 18 to third. The 74 spinning on the front stretch. The 18 to third, the 16 to fourth, and the 19 back to fifth. The 25 is gonna have a shot maybe at the 19 back in 6th, the 87 in 7th, the 75 getting back, the 74 getting back up to speed, going a lap down there, possibly more. It's been a tough race for these guys. A tough race, physically and mentally. The one who prevailed the most, not of the most physical battle, but of the best strategy. This 3 truck, with a huge lead in the waning moments of this race, played his strategy perfect. He was faster than the top 2, the teammates, the 19 and the 16 there at the end of stage 2, and used that to his advantage. He pitted not even earlier than them, but he pitted. His pit crew got him out in front of the 75 truck, which was the key moment in this race, because even though he came out in second, the 19 took 2 tires, and the 3 was able to capitalize on his 4 fresh tires, drive away from the 75, drive up to the 19, and pass him for the race lead, and ultimately the race win for the 3 truck. So the top 3, the 3, followed by the 75, the 18, the 16, the 25 in 5th. Come down as soon as possible. Three made it. he The three was was on the bottom of the racetrack, came right back down. Yeah. I was watching the 3 right there, but that's yep. Alright. Yep. Alright. So yep. So let's go ahead. Let's say you have 3rd place in here. Say oh okay, that makes sense. And Riot was 2nd. All right. So stay high. This race it was a quick race in terms of time, and you know there wasn't really green flag pit stops needed in the first few stages, but You could have gone. You got a pit stop in the first stage because of the caution. Should have there been a caution there in the second stage, and would have that changed anything for your outlook for the third stage, or would you put it at the stage caution? It would have been played out the same way. Do you think you had any other strategy calls that could have gone your way today? That's basically what I'm asking. All right. How about this? Also, he didn't say anything. But make sure you have your party audio set to share with the broadcast. Before I continue, I guess I'll just get right here for a second. Are you good, right? All right. So you were there. You were the 75. You were something else. I mean, we watched you a lot this race because you had a fast truck, and not the fastest truck, but a fast truck and a consistent truck. And just tell me a little bit more. Did you feel the same way? You felt your truck was consistent enough through a long run and able to get up there, maybe not be the fastest, but get up there when it mattered most. Like you did get second, but you fought with the leaders there in the third stage for a bit. Oh man. it it did. There wasn't many restarts, but that last restart there for the start of stage 3, you were able to be right there on the 19 and the 16. Tell me a little bit about that. Did you think you'd get around them? I'm sure you were trying. You didn't think you could? Oh yeah. Yeah. Did it cross your mind to take 2 tires at all? And what was your thought when the 3 beat you there on pit exit? Yeah, we saw it pan out a few times this race where the 68 took it early in the first stage, the 16 the second stage, and unfortunately the 19 and a race losing decision there. But yeah, it was a hard fought race. It was a dogfight up there when it was pack racing. Y'all were fighting hard. So congratulations on the second place finish. It's my pleasure. Always enjoy it. All right, Corey. It's like we never stopped talking to you. What's new? How have you been? In the what 24 hours it's been since we talked to you. we never stopped talking to you, man. Congratulations on the win. It was hard fought. You had a fast truck. I mean, it was expected. You are one of the favorites every week, but I don't know. I think it ended up being fastest on lap time, but you were mired back in the pack for a good part of the race, and the truck speed I don't think really showed. Do you think would you agree with that, or do you think you belonged in the pack where you were for a bit of the race? All right. And there at the end, did you think you had anything for the 19, the 16, or even had the 19 taken 4 tires? Do you think you would have been able to get around them still, or what was the? Your pit crew did something right, because I believe you pitted a lap later than the 75, and you still came out in front of him. That you had an insane pit stop. You took 4 tires, and the 19 took 2. Did you know you had the race won when you Or did you not know that 19 had taken 2? Did you know when you had the race 1 when you came off a pit road, or wasn't until you saw the 19 getting bigger in front of you? Yeah, I mean, we talk to you all the time. Congratulations on another win, another great top 2, top 3 finish. Probably not even gonna be the last time I talk to you tonight. Let's good luck in the Xfinity in the Bandits race. All right, so another wild Dover race. Yesterday's race was very strategic, and cars were on the laps down for a while. Today's race obviously was shorter. The stages were shorter. Not many trucks fell a lap down, but it was still an intriguing race. But when it wasn't, it was a dog fight. I mean, these Gunman trucks provide some of the greatest racing, some of the best pack racing there is at even a short track like Dover, where it's not really treated like a short track because of the less horsepower, but this track is a short track. It's a mile long. The short tracks are a mile longer or less, and it did not feel like a short track. This felt like an intermediate track for normal cup vehicles, and it was just insane pack racing on the restarts. The field did get strung out like it would at a track that you do have to let off a little bit, but there were some serious dogfights between the 19 and the 16 teammates, not really dogfighting it up there until they had to when they were being caught by the 3 and the 75 and the 87 and the 18. There's so many components up there, so many different drivers up there. The top 2, the main 2 for this race were the 19 and the 16. It ended up neither of them were in the top 3. You just don't know what can happen at Dover, and you don't want to miss the Bandits race in just a few minutes.